Good afternoon and welcome to the Let's Talk Show Live. It's Patricia Wharton here, host of the Let's Talk Show at the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. I'm down at Ladbroke Grove with evidence, a mother whose 19-year-old son Richard went missing on Monday the 22nd of March. Evidence, welcome to Let's Talk Show Live. I've received a number of WhatsApp messages, a number of telephone calls asking me to offer some support to you. So tell us, Evidence, what's happened?
Well, Richard, on the 22nd of March, Richard said to me around 7:30 p.m. that he was going to see a friend. Then I said, okay, I trust Richard. I didn't doubt him. So I always thought he only has one friend there, a few friends, but just next door the neighbors. So I thought that's where he was going. Then that's exactly what happened. But so he went there. He was supposed to go there, but he didn't actually turn up there.
So leading up to the day of Richard's disappearance, was there anything that you were concerned about? Was anything different about his behaviour?
He just appeared a little bit. His hygiene level was a bit dropping, but and he was a bit withdrawn, not going out to friends, keeping away from friends, and that's it. But we did not have any issue, fight or argument.
Okay.
We had our relationship. We are very, very close. So there's nothing apart from that. There's nothing obvious that I could say. Okay, but those hygiene part and keeping away from people is what I've begun to notice about Richard. Yeah.
You also said that Richard has sickle cell disease.
Yes.
Tell us how that's impacted him, especially during the lockdown.
Because of that, he was told by Department of Health to shield from the beginning of the pandemic to now. He's been at home, not going out. Definitely.
For the entire year?
Yeah, he's just going for the exchange, an appointment. The appointment is just exchange and coming home. Then goes to the shop sometimes, and that's it. But to go out, as in to go out, he couldn't because he was told, obviously, the whole place is on lockdown anyway. He was told to shield.
So he was staying in. So does that mean also that nobody was coming into the home?
No one was coming.
So for a year, he's had no contact with his friends or family or relatives actually coming in?
No, just me and him going to the shop and coming back.
Okay.
Yeah, because he felt he wanted to abide by what the Department of Health has told him to do. Stay away, stay in your house, don't go out.
Was he studying before this? What was he doing?
Yeah, Richard is in Oxford Brook University. He started last year, but because of the pandemic, they have to do it. Everything is online, so he basically that's what he was doing, really.
Okay, so tell me, when did you become worried? So he left about 7:30. You said he was going to his friend's house. What was the first thing that brought a concern to you?
When he told me he was going to his friend, because I trust Richard very well, so I didn't really, I wasn't showing any concern. It's when I got to work around 10. I got to work. I start work at 8 o'clock. 10 p.m. I called Richard. The phone rang a little bit, a few times. He didn't answer the call. Around 11 p.m. I called and the phone was not going again. So I didn't have.
So it wasn't ringing at 11.
Yeah, it wasn't ringing again. So I didn't have much worry because I thought, okay, maybe he decided not to charge his phone and whatnot. So because I trust him, if he was going far, he would have said, "I'm going." So. But the fact that I knew I felt that he was in the neighborhood, so I didn't really worry too much. Is when I came back from work next day that I found out that his phone was not going through at all.
So when you came back the next day, you realised then actually he wasn't home and
he wasn't home. Yeah, the shoes. Normally we keep all the shoes by the door. The shoes wasn't there. The only thing that was there was his slider.
Okay.
Yeah. So I prepared. When I came back from work, I prepare meal. Normally I cook for him, leave the food out so that when I go sleep, he wakes up, he can help himself. He didn't get up. He wasn't here. He wasn't.
So what were your thoughts? When did you really become concerned?
Around 5. Because when I got up around 2, 3, I called him. He didn't answer. I called again. He didn't answer. So I went to his room, knocked on the door. He didn't answer. So I decided, okay, I need to get a locksmith in case he's laying unconscious, something's happening there.
So was his door locked?
It was locked. He locked his door because of privacy. So when the locksmith came in, the door, they opened the door. he wasn't there. So I immediately went to his friend's house to ask if Richard turned up yesterday to their house. And they said they never saw him at all.
So what did you do then? What next?
Then I went to the security downstairs to see if he actually went out the building. So there was a footage that showed that Richard left home around 8:34, heading to Labrador Grove, Sainsbury's. That's when I knew that Richard actually didn't go to his friend. He went somewhere else. He went somewhere to meet somebody.
So evidence, when you've tried calling him now, does the phone just not connect?
From that Monday to now, the phone doesn't connect at all. It doesn't. It's just on voicemail constantly.
What are you most worried about?
His health. He's very fragile. He's on blood exchange every month. He's on medication twice a day. And right now he could be dehydrated.
Is his medication here?
His medication is right here. It's an antibiotics. And if he's dehydrated and he's not taking his medication, the worst can happen.
Can I ask you to give a message to Richard, just in case he hears and sees this video? What would you like to say to him? What do you want him to know?
I want Richard to know that we love him very much. We're not angry with him. And if I've offended him in any way that I don't know, I am very sorry. We want him home. We love him very, very much. He has a comfortable home. But if he wants me to change certain things that will make him happy, I am ready. We are ready to do so. But I want him to know that we love him. We want him home safely.
And if anybody was to see Richard, what advice would you give them?
To speak to Richard and tell Richard to come home, so that he can at least for him to come home and at least start his treatment, because he has not taken his medication at all, and to tell him that his parents love him very much, and we do love him very much.
I'm thinking you must have contacted the police, right?
I did, yeah.
And what have they said?
At the beginning, when I spoke to the police, they were not taking it serious, which was quite painful, because I did stress out about his medication, his health. What they did, they put him on lower risk. So I said, this is not right. So the following day I called and I asked them that, can you tell me how far we've gone with this? Because Richard has health condition. And I was told Richard only has anemia.
What, the police told you that?
Yeah. They say they've written anemia, that he doesn't have sickle cell. I said, no, that's not. I said he has sickle cell disease. Anemia is different, slightly different compared to sickle cell disease. I started explaining to them about sickle cell disease. And she said, oh, but that's not what is documented. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They will document it, but it's still on low risk.
Wow.
Then in the midst of that, I spoke to another police officer, and she said to me, well, evidence, if you cannot find your son, how do you expect us to find your son for you?
That is outrageous.
Yeah, I broke down.
That's outrageous. I'm so sorry that you have had to encounter that when you are so distraught about your son, and that absolutely is not, it's not okay.
Yeah. So I started getting in touch with the GP, with St. Mary's, because Richard is under their care, hematology department. And they got in touch as well. My GP spoke to the police and said, you know what, you really need to, raise the risk a bit high. You need to reassess it. So I got in touch with the MP as well. And I felt that the police were telling the MP different story compared to what they're telling me. Because every time I call, they tell me there's no update. There is no update. But there is no coordination. They were not working together to give me a better information. And I kept telling them, okay, if you don't have anything, at least come here and see the footage where Richard has gone to.
So have they not seen that?
They didn't. I begged them from that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They keep telling me Richard is an adult. He can do whatever he wants to do. I said, but he has health condition. He can't. He's a young adult. He's still under me. I'm still caring for him. He's under medication. He's under treatment. They didn't seem to really listen to that.
Evidence, I'm so sorry and I really hope for a safe return for Richard. I really hope that somebody finds him, and that he's well.
Yeah.
So it is Patricia. It's the Let's Talk show. We need you to help evidence find her son Richard.
Yes.
Contact me on 07 956 548 781. Bye for now.